As far as the consistency thing, that's just always been the name of the game for me. It was like very apparent that like if I wanted to do anything with music, I was just gonna have to do it consistently because I didn't have any other cards, dude. Like I had nothing. From I learned early on, I guess, that like the longevity is in the consistency. I was doing like a bi-weekly thing. 2 weeks felt like the proper cycle for me, I guess. It doesn't take money, bro. Like we were making videos on literally $500 budgets. It was like, all right, let's just do one more video. Now that song just went insane. It's the biggest song that I have by 3 times, dude. Lean into what's working and drop the ego. Just put it out, bro. Like
we're doing a live look at Purdy's Spotify for Artists.
In January, it's doing 5,000 streams a day. August, dude. A day.
Wow.
Unreal.
Give us your top 3 tips for artists trying to get traction on social media.
Be consistent. Don't be precious. Learn along the way.
Consistency is one of those things that every artist knows they need, but the second that it's time to hit post or hit upload on their latest song, they freeze up a little bit. I mean, life gets busy, right? Doubt starts to creep in, and you start protecting your work instead of just letting that motherfucker fly. And that is exactly why we brought Pertinence to the OMT podcast. He is just the latest in a string of artists, from Russ to Nick D to La Russell, that committed to output, and it paid off. Like most of you out there, he didn't come from a plugged-in music scene with unlimited resources. He comes from a small suburb in Mesa, Arizona. We had to look up where that is as well. And he credits consistency as the key for how he got to where he is today. In this episode, we talk about things like finding your release sweet spot that pushes you without feeling impossible, how he turned his music into a 12-chapter storybook that kept fans locked into this world, how he built a short-form content machine that supports and builds this world without ever overthinking it, how he completely revived an old song by making some new content to it, and the mindset shifts that make it all possible. We use the phrase mindset shifts a lot. If you frame your brain around not being overly precious, focusing on what's working, and leaning into it, you're gonna see results. It's actually that simple. We also had an entire conversation on touring. This man did a headlining tour and opened for Young Gravy on a massive 40-show tour, all in the span of 2025. And that conversation is jam-packed with lessons on tour life, available exclusively on our Patreon. So if you've been stuck in this loop of, I'm gonna drop this soon, or this has to be perfect, or maybe you just wanna grow faster in general and you're looking for a new strategy, this episode could be the one that flips the switch for you. So you already know the drill. Grab a notepad, hit the like button, leave us a comment, subscribe to the channel, and let's get started.
We got Purdy on the podcast, Henry.
Let's go.
No one thought it was possible.
Who would have thought?
Fuck the haters, bro. We got Purdy on.
2026, we can get Purdy, we can get anyone, bro.
It's our fucking year, Henry.
Let's go.
How are you feeling kicking off the year right now? Like any New Year's resolutions as it pertains to, like, I mean, life in general, but maybe any music ones that you have on the goal list?
Yeah. Smoking less is always on there, certainly.
Sure.
You're crushing that right now.
Yeah, I'm doing great, dude. Disciplined as fuck. It's like you gotta pick. You can always pick. You gotta pick your disciplined battles. You know what I mean? If I'm gonna be just so disciplined in my pursuit of excellence here in the career, then we could let certain things fall. You know, some nights I'm gonna the Taco Bell's coming to the door for sure. On the DoorDash.
Yes.
On a personal level, bro, like really just starting to like look after my health, I think in the new year is a big thing for sure. Like I'm really starting to realize that like the veil of youth is starting to slip. I'll be 24 here in a couple of days.
Shut up.
This guy.
Shut up,
no,
bro.
but dude, I'm starting to see some homies getting chunky and I'm like, it's coming. Like
Me too. I got one right here.
Getting chunky.
You stop.
Been this way.
But dude, I'm just like, oh no, like, damn, we can't go forever. Like I had a doctor's appointment before I left for tour, bro. And he's like, how often do you drink? I'm like, twice a week. But when I do drink, it's probably like, 5, 6, 7 drinks. Like we're going in. And he was so distraught, bro. Like he was like, no, that's not okay. And he went on to tell me, I don't remember what band it was, but he was like, yo, I was the primary care physician for like the whole touring act of one of those just like rock star, like 80s, like, type things. And he's like, dude, there's one of them left. Like out of the whole touring crew,
no.
like they're all like, they'd all be like 65 and there's one still going. So I'm like, so on a personal level, that on a other level though, dude, is just getting the debut album out here in a couple months, and then after that, going on tour for it, and hopefully fucking having anybody to perform it to would be
Pretty sick.
If anybody showed up to that, we'll see how that goes.
No, man, I think, when we first discovered you on TikTok, we were just amazed at like the level of consistency, right? Like how frequently you were obviously posting on social media was one thing, but then how frequently and consistently you were releasing music, right? So we kind of entered the Purdy universe, probably
the Purdyverse,
a few chapters in.
It was right there and you fucking gone.
I know.
That's what I'm here for.
This is literally his role and you nailed it. So good job. But no, I think we entered, somewhere chapter 3, chapter 4, right? In the storybook life, kind of saga, right? So I guess like it's something I really want to unpack for our audience because I think we talked with Arden Jones about it when he was on the podcast.
Sick.
Because he did something similar with his like age tapes series, right? Where he was releasing like age 1, age 2, whatever, right? Like they all were kind of like part of this whole cohesive thing. And I think it challenged him to stay consistent. And I think that that's probably one of the biggest struggles that our community has and that artists have in general in today's climate. Like, what made you like do that in the first place? And then I want to walk through kind of what you learned along the way.
Fuck yeah. First off, bros, this is fucking sick. Your guys' whole setup is fucking sick. You look fantastic. And that was such like a cool, like thought out, collected ass question. This is so sick. I'm so happy to be here doing this with you guys. This is awesome. Thank you for having me.
We're happy to have you, bro.
Hell yeah. But yeah, dude, as far as the consistency thing, that's just always been the name of the game for me. I think even like early TikTok, dude, it was, I'm from fucking Mesa, Arizona, dude. So it's a lot of like suburbs and beige houses and dirt and fuck all. So it was like very apparent that like if I wanted to do anything with music, I was just going to have to do it consistently and just fucking put out as much as I could because I didn't have any other cards, dude. Like there was no like holding my cards close to my chest or like doing the mysterious shit because I had nothing. So I think early on that was it. And then, some of my like early influences being like, dude, I love Russ, bro. Like, and I still love Russ, but I love Russ, bro. Like I loved Russ. And so like, I was just consuming everything I could and already being a student of the game, seeing like, how some of these guys got started and how it like worked out from. I learned early on, I guess, that like the longevity is in the consistency. You know what I mean? And like it isn't just showing up every single day and like the brick a day kind of mentality. So early on, that's what it was. And I kind of replicated like the Russ, like same style, I guess, for like 2 years, dude, as I was like coming out of high school. And then after that, I was doing like a bi-weekly thing. So I couldn't fucking pin it down on weekly, but I was doing like bi-weekly. And then also in my head, I was like, that was giving it real time to like promote the record. Cause in my head, like doing week, I was just like, bro, I'm putting too much work in like to just fucking that much. So 2 weeks felt like the proper cycle for me, I guess. And then, finally I had like gave into the TikTok thing and was like, all right, fine, I'll do it. Fuck it. And with that wanted to start getting a little bit more, I guess, just, I don't know, taking a little bit like bigger swings and making like more cohesive things in these projects. But, I knew also that like to put out an album, that's like early on is an album's such a luxury, So where we kind of settled on that was those like 4-song packages. And, I would definitely be remiss to not to like say that Arden Jones wasn't like fucking inspiration of that, because he had started those age tapes like I think 5 or 6 months maybe before that, and so it was kind of like a cool like leading the pathway of being like, oh damn, like that is possible in these separate things, and then it also just felt so fresh. Like every time he was doing it, it was a part of the same cohesive thing, but you felt like you were getting like a new piece of something every time, that was attributing to like this greater story. Instead of them just like being singles, they all fit in this umbrella of this literal coming to age. So like, I guess that answers the consistency question without like telling you my entire like fucking life story. But
I like that approach because albums and EPs, these are like terms that were created when, it literally dictated like the size of the physical thing.
Yes.
Like there's no reason we have to abide by this like 4 to 7, 8 to whatever track length, or give even like anything names specifically. Like these songs, if they're going on DSPs, you could put as little or as many songs as you want. It's just called a project. They can be as short or as long as you want. Like, let's get creative in the digital age where there's not these physical restrictions that dictated the whole like classification system in the first place.
Spotify is fucking whack magoo about that though. I'll put that, the one thing is if you do 4 songs, it won't like go go with your albums or anything, or like with the rest of your projects. It'll chart it as like a single. So the whole storybook shit, like it's not like I put out like 12 albums. They're all just like classified under different like packages. How you'd put out like a 2-pack, which is technically can still be a single, you know?
Yeah.
And I think at 5 it starts classifying it as like an actual project.
Okay, so there are.
I heard it was
numeric.
like 1 to 3, and then as long as each song is less than, or the total length is also a part of it, like 30 minutes or less. But who knows?
Disclaimer: I've been proved wrong about less, but every time I've gone in, like, because DistroKid only gives you 2 options, so we're like uploading. I'm the one pressing the upload on this shit, and it's on some like. It's literally just like, is this an album or like a collection of songs you drop all your shit in? And like, I don't know, bro. But if you have game, if that does come around, please fucking hit me back and let me know, because I've been distraught for years now, bro.
No, I think you would know based on your consistency and like the level of output you've maintained. I think you would know what you're up against.
This shit is jerry rigged with Scotch tape, bro. It's bound to fall apart like any minute now.
That's facts. So, what elements of like the Storybook Life? What elements were able to stay cohesive throughout all 12 chapters? Because I think that was something you did really well. Arden did a good job, obviously, too. I want our community to be thinking about like the different things that can feel cohesive across that many bodies of work, whatever we want to fucking call them, chapters in your case.
Yeah, hell yeah. I think like around the time when I moved, 2023, like coming from Arizona was really just getting kind of sick of like, it's not that Mesa's a small town, but it has that like small, there's not like a ton of fucking dreamers out there or anything, you know? And I just found myself like constantly thinking about this idea of just like, man, like why do people grow up so fucking young and just become starched by the world? And like, I don't know. So the more we revolved around and I kind of like just chewed on it with my brain, I guess we came to this thing of just like, the Storybook Life, we wanted it to represent that like idea of the person you wanted to be before like the world told you who to be, I guess, if that makes sense. And like just maintaining that kind of like yes, like as life goes on, you need to mature, but like you can maintain a lot of just those childlike qualities, you know what I mean? That kind of just like that blissful ignorance, I guess, about the things around it, you know? And just like when a kid smiles, he's not like smiling. He's not thinking about why he's smiling or how long he's smiling for. It's just like the initial reaction. It's like, oh, I'm happy. This is fucking sick, you know? And that's like the most pure life gets. So we represented that through like my childhood teddy bear, who like I fucking just still sling around. He's not in the bed with me anymore. He's
Prove it.
There's some nights, bro. Shit. There's some nights, but
he's an emotional support bear.
So he was kind of our through line, more or less, as like this symbol of maintaining that throughout all of it. So he appears on all of the covers, and
cover art was a way you were able to kind of like keep the thing feeling like one extended, cohesive kind of compilation, if you will. Okay, cool. Cover art. Absolutely. What else did you do?
I think one really quick, just to end that note on the cover, I think that was so important to like the world building of the whole thing as well. Just with how like the singles, how those didn't feel like a cohesive thing. I think it's people want to be immersed in a world. They want to like stick around for something, but a lot of times there's nothing to even stick around for. So the cover art's added to that like depth of the amount you could feel the music and like the projects themselves, you know?
A lot of people downplay the importance of cover art, myself sometimes included. I
it's
think,
not in a thing anymore.
Yeah,
that you can hold.
So
exactly.
Had you always been like someone who saw the importance of it, or was it just because you were going to be doing this 12 chapter, you know, compilation type series that you knew that was one way to hold it all together? Like, what are your general thoughts on cover art and how artists should be thinking about it today?
Fuck, you know, Spotify like does the canvases and shit, so everybody's got like the videos rolling and anything. Yep. But if anything, I'd say do it for yourself. I think cover arts are a great way to like conceptualize what you're trying to do. And if you have like a picture that speaks all the words of the volume of what you're trying to do in like a single photo, if you can kind of condense that into one thing, I think it helps the artist like remember like what their kind of end goal is, you know, like the having the bear and all of those for me, like definitely kept it on the point of like when it gets to chapter 8, chapter 9, it's like, okay, let's make sure this is still what we started it for in the first place, you know? So
yeah,
I think it's still important, but I definitely like hear your argument of it's not like a super vinyl, you know?
No, but I love the concept
it's
of just,
important.
I love the concept of just like doing it for yourself too.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, like artists, like this is a form of expression. So it's like, even if no one else looked at it, but it was just like, let's do some shit for ourselves as artists too. You know what I mean? Like there's some things that like we like to do within our own content as content creators and podcasters that like
breaks our little rules or whatever.
It's just for us. Yeah. It's like, we know it's probably not going to be that important to, you know, other people necessarily, but if it's not, so be it. Like it wasn't for them anyways. It was for us, you know?
Right. I think it's important to just still like preserve the art whatever ways you can, you know, in like an age where like we don't have the vinyls and shit like that. It's very easy to just be like, okay, this doesn't have like there's no like return on investment here or whatever, you know, but like I think it's important to keep the, I don't know, maybe I said it right the first time, just like the very artistic aspects of it, the things that like actually make you fulfilled. Cause like going out and doing the content and like slapping some like just like an AI generated thing, like, you know what I mean? It's not, it doesn't like really feel much. But going back to what you're saying of the other things, like as like through lines and how we were keeping it consistent, we were also throwing these shows every month in the backyard, and we were like really keen on making these like crazy experiences. So for each of the projects that we did, we tried to introduce a new element of that world around it. So like I bought a fucking bouncy house, like a play castle that we like spray painted all over and shit like that. And we had that out in the yard. So like when people came and they could like take pictures with it and have like the photo op. And again, just be like immersed in that world. Even if it is, you know, $200 like bouncy, like whatever you can afford, do whatever the fuck you can. And like, then for the second show, cause I made all the storybooks in this shed that we bought, and I was basically camping in the homie's backyard. Like I had nowhere to stay, so I was like living out of this shed, like a Home Depot, like 6 foot by 6 foot shed is like where all that music was made in. So then we had this idea, but that shed itself was under this like pergola, like a kind of canopy, like a wooden ramada, I guess. Damn, 3 syllables for a covering. That's fucking good. Anyways, so then we would throw the shows like literally right in front of that shed. I would like come out of the shed where the studio was, and everybody would be standing right there. So for the second show, we got like these huge Tudor like velvet curtains that covered from like end to end of the ramada. And then I got the homie to do this like fake British accent and like tell this whole like whimsical kind of children's story to introduce the show. And then we like ripped open the curtains, and I'm just huge on the theatrics of the whole thing, because again, like what do we have if not the actual art in this shit, you know? And just being creative, bro. It's so fun to flex your brain like that.
You're a theatric guy too. You're very like animated, and you know what I mean, like yeah. So that fits, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And because it's fun, Janice. Like it's just, I don't know, but it's a good time. So and then like the third show, honestly, we didn't even have a show. I was like, fuck it, I don't even want to perform. And we just got like a bunch of huge inflatables. So we got this like 30-foot tall inflatable water slide that like people could climb up and go down, like a bunch of water balloons. And then we got like the shit where motherfuckers be jousting with like the cotton swabs. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like hitting each other.
Cotton swabs.
We got like one of those big shit. All the bad hoes are like up there fighting each other and shit. It was just a huge vibration. So I guess that's just like a couple other things of like building that.
What about like sonically?
Yeah.
Are there anything in the music? Are you kind of leaving that open to be able to experiment moving forward?
I think honestly, bro, that wasn't something that I really, really grasped onto until like chapter 9 and 10. I met these guys named Toft Willingham and Jared Friedman, and they are the ones who wrote Drop Top Beater with me. And they really introduced not the idea, but like up until that point, I had just been like, yo, fuck it, I'm ill. Like I can rhyme this shit. And like, if it sounds good to me, nobody could tell me shit, you know? And they were the ones that like, were really like, okay, yeah, this is a great line. This is a clever line. This is a great bar by like all standards, but like, what is this song about? And like, let's make sure that every single line is adding to that. And just the idea of like, filler bars aren't a necessity. They're not mandatory. They like creep their way into every song, but like you can really sit there and think through it. And like, obviously that's subjective what the bar is, but you know, you should really feel good about every line. Like you shouldn't have to be like, yo, wait for this part of the song. This is where it is like this, like just take the time and make everything as good as possible, you know? So around chapter 9 was where I really got intentional. And then I think everything up to that point was just a product of like my experiences at 21, freshly moving to LA. And so it was kind of inherently what the storyline was about anyways, you know? Like it wasn't hard for me to like reach into that inspiration, because it was just the life I was like living at that time, you know?
Yeah.
Go stream Drop Top Beater, by the way.
So good.
That's a heat-seeking missile.
Or not.
Yeah.
Do whatever you want.
Yeah,
do whatever
true.
you want.
So,
but please do it.
Thank you.
So when you released, when you released chapter 1, how many other chapters did you have in the vault, if any?
We made sure we had like the first 3 done. Like since it was going to be so excessive, we tried to stay like 3 months ahead, which as we got to 7 or 8 started like falling a little bit behind because I had up until that point, dude, it was so easy to make music when nobody was listening, you know, and it's so easy to take the advice of just stay consistent and just put shit out when nobody gives a fuck. But when people are actually caring, all of a sudden you have expectations to meet and like, you know, a sound that people perceive from you that you want to make sure you continue giving them while still evolving. And that's like a trippy headspace to be in.
Yeah.
Dude.
So let's unpack that a bit. Cause like, I think it's true. I just want to make sure that people understand like what tipped you off to that? Like that wasn't just something you just made up right now. Like what did you see comments from people, right? Like was there industry people telling you this? Like, well, why did you think that? Or why do you think that? Because there is some people that would say, what are you talking about? Like, fuck that, put out whatever you want. Like fuck the expectations, just, you know, do you, but there is something to be said for what you were just alluding to. So
yeah, that's a great question, bro, that I wish I had like a better answer for. Honestly, like it came just pretty naturally with the territory is like something that I felt obligated to provide. Like I feel like, and I maybe not, again, I can only speak on my own experience, but I think like anybody that's ever had something work to some kind of extraordinary seems too heavy a word, but like some past normal, you know, success like rate clip, I think it's just pretty natural to get the pressure on the backside to like.
So you got nervous. You got a little like you started. Momentum was happening. Fan base was growing, or like you know. I mean, it's understandable. I'm not at all judging. I think it's totally like. I mean, we even just like the audience that we've built. It's like we're super analytical and like almost obsessive over like, well, like should we do this episode with this person and like does it make sense and like will people like it, will they tune in, like will they fucking be, you know, upset at us and leave us, you know? I mean, like there's these are real like fears or real like insecurities, but I just I didn't know like where that came from.
I want to be like careful with the wording. I don't think I was ever nervous. Like I was always certain that I would be fine and that the music would still continue to be great and like still grow. And I was always sure of where it was going and where it was going to get to. I think it was just more of like a cautious thing where it was like, damn, like we have these songs and it was like, should this one go next or should I just keep making shit to see if this is even better and this should like slot in, you know? And it was just a lot of like overthinking, I think, in the moment of just wanting to make certain that the next foot that I put down was the right one, you know?
Yeah. And that begs the question of how do you feel about releasing something that you absolutely love and want to release versus something that you think the people might want more or might work better?
Right.
I love this question. It's so good.
Dude, fuck.
What do you do?
I think like, I don't know. I've been blessed to have like a certain amount of like sonic integrity in the success of my music that I haven't like compromised. Like I've never made a song that I didn't like, if you know what I mean? Like if I wouldn't finish making it. Like it's not something that I just like see through for the sake of things. So anytime something's worked, you know, obviously certain things are on a certain level and then it's like, okay, well, I don't want to make this song forever. So eventually you're going to be at a bit of a compromise with like the artistic integrity of the whole thing.
So does that give you kind of a freedom to maybe like you already have put your stamp on all these? If people like song 4, when you were thinking about putting out song 2, maybe you can go with 4.
I hate to interrupt this episode, but guys, I got one thing on the mind right now and it's data. I can't stop thinking about it. All the artists in 2024 are winning because of data. They know who their fans are. They have access to their fans. Do you? Spotify's not telling you who your fans are. Apple Music ain't telling you who your fans are. But our friends over at DistroKid created a feature called Hyperfollow. Every single release, you can set up a pre-save campaign with a hyperfollow and get access to every single fan's email address. Now you can let them know when you have a show coming up, when you're dropping exclusive merch, when you're going live. And without the data, you're just bound by the algorithms of TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. No more relying on those platforms. We're going straight to our fans. DistroKid is the best DIY distributor. You can upload unlimited music for a ridiculously low rate. And you're gonna have access to features like Hyperfollow. OMTdistro.com, you're gonna get 30% off when you sign up for DistroKid, and you can start collecting your fans' data today. Henry, let's get back into it.
You know, something that I've embraced a ton is trying to touch all the corners so that like it's never something where people are like, oh, like we want the old version of this guy. Cause it's like, oh, I've always done that, you know, but something that's been heavy on my mind recently. And I think, you know, it can swing either way is like the jack of all trades, master of none thing, you know, and to really bunker down in a sonic lane and make that your own and have that something that people recognize you for that. Like there's certainly something to be said for that as well.
And that's like one of the biggest challenges I think that you guys have as artists. And I like totally empathize with you is that like, it gets boring and it doesn't feel creative to make a lot of songs that sit in a very similar world.
Right.
But then it makes it very difficult to like build a cult, like true fan base around all different types of music, right?
And to just become the master of it.
Yeah, because, you know, either A, you start making like subpar music in different lanes, right? Or it's like you make a lot of really great music in one lane and then, I don't know, it either doesn't fulfill you or it gets stale to the audience. I don't know. That's just like the biggest, I think that's like such a paradox for artists, honestly.
It's hard.
Yeah, I think the most important thing is just like always knowing that you could do it again. You know what I mean? And not like, as long as you have that faith, I think, and give yourself the freedom to explore those kind of corners of yourself, I think regardless of what it is, it has to be true to who you are. And so people really have a nose to just sniff out the bullshit. You know, I don't know if anybody's ever really made a lasting community or career off of playing that character, man, because it gets hard, you know what I mean, after, and especially now when you have to, maybe back in the day it was easier, certainly, because you could just show up and go on stage and do that thing, but like now, like I gotta talk to y'all for an hour and a half. Like I better be the same guy. I better be the same person, you know what I mean? Like, or I better be able to play that guy damn well for the next fucking 2 decades of my life, however long it is. Like, so I don't know. I think just being true, as corny as that is. Like,
no, I mean, but so how much is like perfect? Like, do you ever turn it off, right? Or is it always, to your point, like you're just always on Purdy?
Fucking fire, lad. That's so good. That's so good. I mean, it's a bit of like a hyperbolized thing, right? Like obviously if I'm on stage, like and doing the whole thing, fucking throwing water at people, just fucking geeking the hell out, taking my pants off, doing whatever the fuck it is. Like that's something where I'm just, you know, you feel free enough in that moment to really like just fucking open up your wings. You know what I mean? But I wouldn't say it's not true to who I am. Like it's just a
embellished,
the most hyperbolized version of it, you know, the most just tweaked out version. But nah, dude, I mean, I think I'm a rather jubilant fellow.
Yeah,
like, no, certainly. I mean, I love life, bro. This life shit is electric. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
that shit is electric with a K, dude. ELEKTRIK.
K, 2 Ks.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that's a really good way to put it. Is that because I think a lot of artists like struggle with some insecurities around like, I'm not interesting enough, or like what makes me. And I think that's like just people in general. Like I even, you know, of course, question like who I am sometimes and like what my strong suits are or weaknesses are, whatever. But I think if you can kind of like figure out who you are at the core, but then to your point, I do think there is some degree of like hyperbolizing and like, you know, making it a bit more of a dramatic version of that to really just hone in on that artistry. I think that's okay. And I think people are maybe nervous to do that, or I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, and it's liberating as hell, you know, and on the other side of it, like, you definitely learn a lot more about yourself just fucking, you know, experimenting and trying those things for sure. I think that's an important aspect of life, bro, really.
Yeah, I think anyone's personality can be interesting. There's like a Virgil thing about like, it's how you frame it, right? You could have like a toaster, but if you put the toaster on like a fancy table with a spotlight hitting it a certain way and you throw glitter on it, or like, you know, now it's like, it's a crazy toaster. You know, I mean, people will stop and be like, what's up with that toaster?
I mean, everybody's got their thing, bro. You know, like everybody definitely has their swag. And I think it's just, I couldn't agree more. I love that.
So like, how hard was it to maintain the consistency, or how hard is it still to maintain the consistency that you've kind of like held yourself to, right? Because I think a lot of artists deal with burnout. I would say it's like giving up is probably the number one reason, obviously, why, you know, we just had someone say this on a previous episode. It's the number one reason that artists fail is just that they quit and they give up. And I think a lot of that has to do with, there's other reasons, but I think a lot of it has to do with burnout. And it's very overwhelming to consistently post social media content around your music, and then it's hard to also be making the music and then having it be at a quality level that you then feel confident enough to put out in the world. So how much struggle have you had with like burnout specifically through those like 12 chapters of the Storybook Life?
Yeah, a fuck ton, bro. Like I wish I was in more of that. A ton, bro. A ton. I wish I was in more of like a Don position to like give advice and shit. But I'm swimming, bro. I'm figuring it out. I think
this is relatable.
Yeah, dog. What I don't know, dude. Just and what my life looks like has changed so much, like in the last 2 years, and it's a constantly like evolving thing. That I feel like every time I start getting it figured out, like to do those 12 chapters was obviously a thing, and to market them was even more of a thing and figure all that out. But, I really wasn't doing shows. When we did it, it was at the crib and it was one time a month. So it was like just a tweak out thing. And then it was right back to work. And I was living with like the people who I was producing all the like content with, and I still do now, but there's a little break in between where I wasn't. So that was like a whole other thing where it was, like a music fatigue where you have to make 48 songs and put that out and do that whole thing. But that was one thing to figure out. And now like the thing that I'm working on was like just getting off a tour, having done like fucking 40 shows in like 7 weeks, and then figuring out this album, figuring out how to market this album, do all that to then go on tour again and do it. And it's the funnest fucking thing of all time, like ever, bro. It's literally as fucking cool as I ever hoped it would be. But then, like once a month you get these just like little patches of like 3 or 4 days where you're like, bro, I feel like shit kind of. And you're like, why do I feel like shit? And you're like, oh yeah, like fucking we've been tweaking out. And like, it's a weird thing to go out on stage and a blessed thing, bro. Again, the highest honor, but to go out in front of 1,000, 1,500, 2,000 people, whatever it is, on this last run with Gravy, and then just like an hour later be sitting in a hotel with like half a box of pizza on your chest. It's like a super unnatural thing for a human to go through. So it's just a lot of like highs and kind of lows that you have to really learn to mediate and kind of just fucking surf the wave of. But I'm still learning to glide,
What about like a writer's block? You ever just get in front of the mic and have nothing to say?
Nah, bro, I always got something to say. I always got something to say, bro. Some things are more like intentional or however, I don't know, but I always got something, bro.
That must just be built into some people. I don't know. That's tough.
Yeah, dude. And I'm always just making noise, I think. If I don't got something to say, I always got like a noise to make. Like I'm always just, my mom was the first person who really pointed that out to me, of just like how constantly I'm making noise or like listening to noise and things like that. Like, I take my time. I hit my meditation stations, certainly. But bro, I love this shit. I love this shit.
So, 12 chapters of the Storybook Life, you had to have obviously developed some sort of like rinse and repeat portions of it, right? Because it's like, I know you can obviously do like, little different things. You mentioned like the live show, backyard types of events. Each of those had their own little, spin on them, but you were trying to do those as part of kind of like your playbook, if you will, for each release. What were some of the other like, systems or like consistent processes that you developed along the way, right? Like, how did you make it more efficient or just be able to repeat things?
I think it's really just leaning into what works, and like not being super stubborn. Again, like if the music that you put out has the artistic integrity and the things that enough for you to want to put it out, from there, it's not up to you like to decide what works and what doesn't. I think you can really like give a fuck about the product, but after that, however people perceive it, like I think you kind of just are endowed to lean into it. You know what I mean? The ways that it works and the things like that. So for us, it was like a lot of the side scrolling videos and things like that worked at the start. And it was just something where I was like, all right, if it's not broke, don't fix it. So we would just go out on, a bi-weekly basis, and just basically me and the homie McLean, who has made pretty much all of the videos up until this point with me. Shout
out McLean one time.
And then some, bro. And then some. Yeah.
Doing great work.
Yeah, we would go out and basically just film as much as we fucking could. And I think the success of it speaks to like the routine that we fell in with it. I think it's so important to hold yourself accountable, because it's so easy to just wake up and be like, man, fucking, we can do it tomorrow, or let's only get fucking 2 or 3 videos today, and to go out and be like, nah, we got to do this, like this has to work, and this is what's working. So let's give a fuck enough to actually put the work in,
Yeah. I mean, you've stayed so consistent, and a lot of your visuals are, I mean, most of them are like extremely, I'll call them high quality, just based on literally like the production value of it, like the way that it's shot, the way that it's colored, the way that it's edited, right? I mean, it really is well done. A lot of artists would look at it and be like, God, he must have a bag. Like those have to cost a lot of money. I mean, talk to us about realistically, how much do you spend on short form pieces of content like that? Do you have some sort of business relationship with the likes of McLean, right? Just walk us through like the whole reality of this world that you've been able to live in.
Yeah, so the company that he runs is called Live to Create, and what that is like morphed a lot. But for the canopy of explaining this right now, it's a production company that's like aided to all of the videos and the things that we've done up until this point.
Yeah.
And so, man, I fucking keep it a bean, bro. I've gotten so damn lucky, like in this life. And so essentially to like run the whole story, I feel like, cause I just don't want to name drop him. Like I really want to give context to the whole situation. They started like making videos for other artists, basically flying out like super small artists, and would make them like these high quality videos on these insanely small budgets, on the basis of just like the passion of the filmmakers wanting to get these artists out to the world. And so those videos started doing really, really well on TikTok, like 2022 type thing. And I was just hitting this guy for months, like, yo, I'm trying to rock with y'all. I'm trying to fucking blah, 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 blah. I'm the one. And didn't hear back from bro for like a year. And then some of the videos on TikTok started doing well. Not even like super well, literally like one video did well. I think from that, he like basically had saw it and then went to message me, seeing that I had messaged him, and we had like got on the phone and just shared a lot of the same ideals and things like that. So fast forward, we had a great relationship for 2 or 3 songs, really just working strategy and kind of just consulting each other back and forth about the rollout plans for each of the singles. And then it got to this point where it was like, hey, bro, like if we're really going to do this, I think you got to be out here and we got to do this for real, because I was out in Mesa, out in Arizona. So at the start of 2023, moved out and basically slept on this dude's floor. Like we shared a room for 3 months, didn't pay rent, whatever. And then even after that, bro, was staying in that shed and shit like that. So it was the most insane blessing. And we worked on the consensus, because I had no fucking cheese, bro. It was just like this dude that believed in me. I had no fucking money. So it was like, hey, let's just work on like a small portion of equity of like these songs, and we'll fucking go out and we'll do the whole campaign for these songs together. We'll go out and film together. We'll do whatever it takes to basically make this work, So we had like struck that deal then, and throughout Storybook life, like I've been super blessed of the relationship that him and I have, to where what that deal structure looks like has changed and morphed as things have gotten like more successful and yada yada yada. But all of that to say, bro, I think it's really, really important to build a team and kind of create that mastermind. Find somebody that believes in you, because it doesn't take money, bro. Like we still are spending at this point, even, if we're making a music video, maybe there's $5,000 going into it at, the level that we're at. But when we started, dude, we were making videos on literally $500 budgets. Like chapters 1 through 6 are like, we had nothing, literally, bro. And so, I think, finding somebody to tell your story is even more important than, having a manager. Like in this day and age, it's so crucial to nobody's ever achieved something like remarkable without, I think a person in the passenger, I mean? I don't know if it's possible. I really don't.
I like the song equity structure as well. If you do find someone that believes in you and you don't have cash to give them, but they believe in your song so deeply, like, giving them a cut of the royalties. I mean, what better way to motivate them to want to tell the story the best way possible?
At the beginning, dude, most of these if nobody's listening to you and you go out and get a manager, you're giving somebody a fifth of your money to respond to emails. At the end of the day, bro, you can put gasoline onto a fire, but if you pour gas onto onto fucking dry wood, nothing's gonna happen. Like, it's gonna soak the fucking wood. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta fucking get this shit going a little bit yourself first. So, and it wasn't even 20% that weird, in that deal structure when we had started for the storybook stuff. So, I mean, I'm surprised that hasn't gotten much more popular.
How many other creatives did you reach out to, right? Or did you try to work with before you kind of landed, because you talked about it is divine timing, luck, whatever you want to call it, that you guys, came together. I do believe that, but he probably wasn't the very first person that you had ever worked with, I assume. So how many others had you reached out to?
Certainly. Yeah. I think I was always, being with the theatrical bit of it, I've always when I was 6, I wanted to be a fucking actor. I still low-key want to be an actor.
You will be an actor.
Hire Purdy.
No, you will be an actor.
Right. It feels right to me. Yes. God damn it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it just came fairly naturally. So as soon as I started making the music, I was just like, okay, well, I need a music video. So who around here can help me out with that? So I found this dude, Kenny Molash, and he's incredible. I'm smiling because I love him so much.
Yeah.
But he made the first 2, 3, 4 of the first music videos that I really felt had some gusto to them. And then after that, I think the bug just really bit me. So we would go out and film our own music videos, and they were awesome. But I think ultimately at the end of the day, it was wearing too many hats, and I couldn't get exactly what I fucking pictured in my head. So from there, it came to seeking out other things. But I mean, it's not like I was looking for McLean to be or looking at Live 2 to strike that deal. In my head, it was just something where I wanted to make things with people who believed in me, and from there it kind of naturally progressed into what it is now. But I don't think it's a bad idea to look for things at that base, level, to hit people up and just be like, yo, I'm trying to do this. I'll give you however much of the song, yada, yada. And obviously that's going to be less popular and probably a bit harder, but damn it, the people who actually will give a fuck about you,
Yeah.
I mean?
Yes.
That's the real relationships and the things you need.
Bro, I think if you can't get one creative person to be super jazzed about your, music, you probably need to work on the music for a little bit. I'm just being honest. It's
yeah, sure.
I mean, respectfully, but it's just bro, because trust me, we've heard your story over and over and over again, bro. Everyone that's come on here found that one person, whether it was a business person, whether it was a creative, doesn't fucking matter. Yeah. Artist, producer, songwriter that believed in them. It was someone who was talented. They didn't have to be fucking, some A-list superstar talented, but it was they were talented. They knew that you were talented, and finally you guys came together and built something beautiful. So, I mean, it's possible.
And being realistic about lateral too, you can't you might not be able to find someone live to create. You need to be able to, depending on who you are, let's work sideways.
Of course. Yeah, I agree with you guys. But on the flip end of it, this shit is so subjective, and there's so many people making vids, bro. There's so many filmmakers. There's so many people who want to tell a story, who are looking for it. So just keep looking for it. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, people always come up and ask for the advice and things, and nothing is gonna cheat being real with yourself. You know what I mean? It's people are oh man, I want to be the guy. I want to find somebody to do the videos and things like that. And it's how many songs do you have on Spotify? Oh, I don't have anything on Spotify. I don't know how to get songs on a Spotify. It's just
oh no,
I don't want to finish talking to you. You know what I mean? So you got to be really about it. And I think those things just fill in naturally when you are really about it. You know what I mean? You know what at the end of the day what you need to be doing. If you're seldomly the guy that's putting out a song every single week, seriously trying to promote himself, is down to make the move to a Los Angeles, is down to make the move to a New York, whatever it might be, to a Tennessee, to a Nashville, things like that. I think, I'm not saying everybody's going to make it big, but you'll meet the people you need to meet to at least fucking form those things around you, or build that community at the very least, to build the community and feel like you belong somewhere,
And if you don't know how to get your songs on Spotify, you can hit up the sponsor of this episode, DistroKid. Thanks, DistroKid.
I was going to do that too, but then I was like, I'm not going to. And then you did. That's why Henry gets paid the big bucks.
I love our sponsor.
Yeah, I hit that shit. I hit that shit earlier. We should have said it earlier.
I know.
Yeah, I love that. I love the DK sponsor.
Yeah, I think something that I really admire about you, and I think a lot of artists should try and, adopt, is you just clearly, even just speaking with you through this episode, and like, of course I followed your journey, so I think it's probably a little bit of that too. You want this shit bad, bro. Like, your energy is infectious, and I think like people that are like out here trying to do whatever it takes to make some shit shake, like you just can tell, versus the people that are like, yeah, they might be at an event or whatever, but that doesn't really mean you want this shit.
That's also how the divine timing and the like quote unquote lucky stuff happens.
Yeah.
People that have
tends
that
to bet on the ones in motion, bro. Like fucking, you know what I mean? Like you don't that's a Rush bar, bro.
Oh, okay.
Sure he heard it somewhere else. I'm sure he heard it somewhere else.
Yeah, sure,
I got it. I gotta fucking cite my sources.
MLA.
Yeah, like a term paper.
But yeah, dude, absolutely. I couldn't agree more, bro. It's like, yeah, fuck. But yeah, I mean, I appreciate you saying that, dude. I'm jazzed. We watched Marty Supreme again last night, so I'm fucking double bricked up about this shit.
Dude, it's a good movie.
It's so good.
Really surprising.
It's so good.
I'm a dreamer, bro. Sue me.
Yeah. Literally. All right. So obviously you saw a lot of success on TikTok, right? And I think we talked about the consistency, but I think you also like very clearly understand the like attention game that we're all playing here, right? So how do you come up with ideas for those like attention grabbing types of moments in your videos?
Yeah, do you have like a checklist? Like it needs to do this.
Fuck, I wish I had a better technical answer, and I probably should be more.
No, you shouldn't.
No, absolutely not.
No.
It's really, I think it's just a feel thing, bro. It's like would I give a fuck about this? I try to like remove myself as much from it as possible, and my own ego of being like, but the whole song is really good, and it's just like, but fucking what part is the best? What's the most like grabbing thing? And it's been tough to find the balance of that, and then not like solely writing the song for those moments, because that's how you fuck yourself up. And that's how you like, I mean, I know dudes who are just crippled, like they can't even finish songs because it's just,
they're thinking about the TikTokable moment.
It's like, yeah, like when is this, or I'm going to say this like crazy abrasive thing. And it's just like, bro, it's a love song. Like, what are we saying? Like, and I'm a victim of that, bro. I have a song called Butt Sex. Like I would be insane if I didn't say I didn't do that. Like that's a real record I have. I'm a victim of that. I made it out, bro.
Butt Sex did well too. No,
it did good. Bro. That's a fucked up thing.
It's a popular topic. I mean, what can you say?
Damn it. That's a fucked up thing, and I knew that it would work, and I could make a million songs like that, but at the end of the day, I don't know, not something I'm super interested in. I got away from your question. I apologize.
I think you know more than you give yourself credit for. There's things that I see, like starting the video by blowing a bubble with your bubble gum and it pops.
Certainly. Right.
There's things like that's like a cool like immediately happens, immediately grabs.
Yeah, there's no way that you just wanted to blow a bubble. You had to have given that some. I don't know. I mean,
I'll tell you what. I mean, it's something that is, but like all the time, it's a retrospect thing that then we go back and try to like reverse engineer, and it never works the second time. So it's always like just like a fucking spur of the moment where it is, and like I'm not playing coy. Like there's certain times where like, there's one video we have with like the hanging mic in the street and shit like that. And like, we're going to set up the best shot possible. And so it's like, if the homies are there, it's like, okay, let's get you guys in the shot. Cause inherently that's more interesting to look at than one fucking guy. But like a lot of these videos are just one dude, and then it's kind of just like, all right, man, let's rip it, and it's, especially now, like, fuck it, it's hard to find the balance, but you do, I think, need to let yourself go a bit, in the sense that like the landscape of media has changed so much that it's like whatever's gonna work is gonna work. And sure, there's a rhyme or reason and there's a way to hack it, absolutely, but that can paralyze you, you know what I mean, if you're so worried about every single moment of every single video. And I think every single time authenticity is gonna win. So like, and again, that might be corny and that might even be like fairly ignorant, but I believe it. I'm sticking to it.
Hey, no, it's all good.
I think way more artists are overthinking, being paralyzed and not posting than they are shit posting and over posting.
I don't think motherfuckers should be like putting up a video every time they fucking open their phone. You know what I mean? Because there's something to brand building and doing that, or maybe make a separate page if you want to do things like that. But yeah. Anyways, that's my period on that.
So no, you're good. I feel like I do want to just make sure we unpack a little bit like the logistics of your, content creation process, right? Because you mentioned kind of like you and, McLean or whatever would go out and maybe you'll shoot, you said like 2 to 3 videos. Like, are you shooting like short form specific videos? Are you shooting wide, like music videos that then you're bussing down into short form? Like, what is your process to get the TikTok videos that we, are scrolling through on your page?
I mean, we kind of just like follow the inspiration, bro. I think we're definitely on a fairly regimented process of like going out every week to just make sure we have shit to upload, and really that just looks like kind of us just driving around and being like, this looks cool. Like, let's fuck around right here, and just broing out, grabbing some dinner and then just fucking, filming some cool stuff.
But are you shooting the whole song? Like, are you rapping and like, or, singing the whole song and then later, or do you only want the 20 seconds that you've already determined are like the TikTokable parts of the song or whatever, like, just get a little more granular for us.
Yeah, dude, I just there's really no like document or anything that we're going off of in terms of something that's mandated. It's something where we'll go out and we're like, okay, like we need 9 of these videos. And obviously if the song just came out, we want to do 5 of those videos for the new single and then 4 for the 2 singles that came out a month ago, and just make sure that we're covering all bases. But it's kind of just like, if we're in front of something gritty, we're going to do the fucking heavy 808 record. And like, if we're in a sunset, like I'm not going to be like fucking like barking at people if we're like shooting against the beautiful sunset, you know what I mean? So we'll just like, it really is just, fuck, dude, it's kind of a vibe.
There's no document,
thing.
Ben.
No,
but his ass.
But he did.
That's a great question, though. That's a great question. But I mean, there are other times where, like, and something that, as there's been a little bit like of money come, because back in the day, that was all we could afford to do, right? Like, and we could be more intentional about music videos, and we would try to do music videos for the song. But outside of that, it wasn't enough. There wasn't enough videos that came from the music video. Even if we clipped it, we would get 5 or 6 like videos from that, right?
Yeah.
Now that there's a little bit more like money coming in, it's definitely something where we're starting to get more intentional about, like, okay, well, we can hire people for this kind of bigger swing, more artistic attempt, you know what I mean? And really that can fuel, give like our creativity an outlet to bite on something more intentional. But again, dude, I think just going out and just getting those, like just getting the vids is so important, and not putting so much thought into some of that stuff,
Yeah, but I think even just the tip around like, hey, we are going to focus like over half of our efforts on the like current release, but then going back 2 releases at least and shooting more content to keep kind of fueling those. I mean, that's a nice tip for people, because I think a lot of artists get stuck in the like hamster wheel of just like, and we even do this, and I get on us about this, as far as like, we only post stuff from our newest episode typically, and then we like fucking forget about it like a week or 2 later, to be honest. Like, we're trying to be more intentional about like posting some of our old stuff, because the way I look at it is like, damn, someone might need that 2 episodes ago content.
Absolutely.
And come into our world right then. They might become our biggest fucking fan. And if we hadn't have posted something from, 3 episodes ago or whatever, they would have never found us, Right.
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude. I think that feeds like back into what we were saying earlier about how you were just saying the catalog and everything. It's just, we had a song, like an Ups and Downs record that came out on the same one as Drop Top Beater. And, it did like modest numbers, but fucking was creeping up on maybe like 700,000 or 800,000 streams. And we kind of realized that it was doing some more natural growth, getting caught in the Spotify algorithm. And so we, like a year and a half after it came out and after Drop Top had done well, went back in, and it was like, all right, let's just do one more video. Let's just do one more video. Let's just do one more video. And like, they started fucking doing well again, because like we listened to the natural indicator again. I think that goes back to what I was saying earlier of like, once it's out, you got to just listen to the people, so, and pay attention to those numbers. So we realized that it was still performing naturally, didn't have like that fall off that a lot of songs will have after their first, year or so of being out. And like went back in, and now that song just fucking went insane off of literally 3 videos that just like fed back into the Spotify algorithm, triggered whatever through that, and it just started getting recommended to everybody, dude. I mean, insane. And it's the biggest song that I have by 3 times, dude.
Yeah.
I love that story so much.
Yes.
Because
Yeah,
it's
so
a
crazy.
story of like paying attention to not only just like anecdotal shit, because like you can see like comments, right, and like how the like the records are impacting people, but then just like the data, bro. Like the analytics are at your fingertips. Like you can literally go into Spotify for Artists and see what songs are still gaining certain levels of traction.
We're doing it right now.
Yeah, bro.
We're doing a live look at Purdy's Spotify for Artists.
Yeah, let me pull this up. So crazy. And again, shout out to McLean. He fucking geeks out on this shit. He was the one that even brought it to my attention, and at that time, like before we had realized that, even I was just such in the mood of like, nah, let's get the new shit out. The new shit is so much better. Like we did the videos for those songs. We wanted it to go and like it didn't catch. So like, why would we do another one? And it was just like, bro, just let's do one more, and that was the one that had fucking kicked off. So
I love
let me
that.
pull up the last 12 months here. It's bizarre. Yeah, here, I'll hold up the screen one sec. So in January of this year, it's doing 5,000 streams a day. We go on tour in January or in February, my first headline tour, and the whole time I'm like, bro, like I really hope that there's a moment in between tours. Like I'm really feeling like there's going to be a moment in between tours where on the second leg, like there's a lot like more ticket sales, whatever. And in my head, I'm thinking it's this Connor Price record that I have coming out. I'm like, yo, that's going to be the thing to tip it. And fucking shout out that guy, the most beautiful specimen who's ever walked this earth.
Love him.
But yeah, so that song comes out and does like better than any song I've ever had up till then. But then this comes fucking right after it. So then February 14th, it jumps from 5,000 to doing like 16,000 streams a day.
What?
March 6th, it jumps to doing 31,000 streams a day.
Oh.
And then it rocks at that for like 2 months, dude. And then we get to 3 months even. We get to July. And it jumps to doing 63,000 streams a day. Again, we didn't even jump back into doing like 30, 40, 50 videos. Again, this is like 10 videos, just revisiting it, going back in, and then
no paid ads.
Lock in on the algorithm. Dude, nothing, like entirely organic.
God, it's beautiful.
So yeah, we go to that in July. Wonderful. And then, August, dude, comes to 107,000 streams a day, and that's its biggest. It's its biggest day.
Wow.
Unreal. Yeah, unreal. And I wish that I had more like rhyme or reason to it, but again, I think the best advice that I could give is again just lean into what's working and kind of drop the ego.
Yeah, keep your finger on the pulse of like what's going on with you and your fans, and just be
the people
very
will
aware.
tell you what they like.
They
bro.
will.
The people will tell you what they like, and that goes for being so precious with like releasing music in the first place as well. Like, just put it out, bro. Like, my magnum opuses, like the 5, 6, 7 songs that I've really spent, like 4 months making and just going back and revisiting, and it's got 100 fucking stems, and it's this grand fucking thing. They're literally my 5, 6, 7 lowest performing songs, and like I don't think that's to be said about everybody all the time. Maybe you'd
be surprised how common that is.
Dude,
it's never the one that people expect.
Man, I don't remember writing like any of the songs that do well. They're all the things that just come on impulse, because at the end of the day, the artist isn't the one doing it. I think it's just who's the best at being the vessel for this otherworldly thing that like we're transmuting, And so if you really just open yourself up to it, and I think don't treat it as such a precious thing, then it greater increases your capacity to like outflow that stuff,
God, that's beautiful. Purdy, we've entered a final segment of the podcast.
Oh shit. My favorite segment.
I've been scraping my tongue recently, so don't look for too long, but I have been scraping it. My tongue health is at an all-time high. I just thought you guys should know.
So your breath is fresh right now.
Yeah, I mean,
we'll go with that.
Yeah, I mean, halfway through the fucking spliff, we're doing all right. I need
a little bit of smoker's mouth.
I'll probably brush my teeth right after this.
That sounds good. Well, Pertinence, we have entered the rapid fire rampage. It's going to be a 3-part rampage.
Oh, God.
I'll explain them as we go, starting with some short answer questions. Let's get into it.
All right. Talk to me.
How are you doing?
Fine.
Give us your top 3 tips for artists trying to get traction on social media that can just start doing these right now.
Be consistent. Don't be precious. Learn along the way.
Bonus tip on the way, based on your tone? No? Okay.
He's done.
Yeah. Man, I'm leaving the whole show.
Oh, God, there he goes.
What would you say is the biggest lie new artists are told about making it?
That you can't get started by yourself.
It's at your fingertips, guys. We can do
That feels right to me. Yeah, it feels right to me. Maybe I'll get a better one. God, I'm so bad.
Too bad. This is rapid
Let me get
fire.
back to you, bro. I'll send you a fax. I'll send you a fax. Let me just give me the questions, bro. I'll send you like a PDF after this.
This is a moment. Like we said, we're not overthinking it. We're posting it.
That's so
You don't want to
funny.
see me get mad, bro. I'm gonna fucking get mad, bro. I go red, dude. I just forget everything. I'm gonna fucking black out.
This might be good for the content. I don't know.
All right.
What is your most controversial food opinion?
Okay, you know the Nerds gummy clusters?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So you know they have the ones where there's like a bunch of like nerds kind of encrusted around the gummy itself. Then they have ones that are hard shelled. Have you seen that?
No.
They're hard shelled. Okay. Oh my God. You gotta find those because they're so much better. Whatever though comes in those motherfucking like blue and kind of purple bags, that's the bullshit, dude. They're killing you. Listen, you need to find the yellow bag of Nerds gummy clusters. It's the only one that should be accepted.
It's amazing.
Thank you.
Wow. I need to get this to a news reporter. Insane.
Google that. Everybody Google that, please.
Purdy, you must get rid of 3 states.
3 states?
Gone.
Oh God. How about 3 states of mind? When I get down on myself. Just kidding. That's terrible. Let's go.
That was kind of a cool flip.
Arkansas, get the fuck out of here. I don't like you.
Okay.
Who else is getting the fucking Knicks right now? All right.
Who ain't buying
not
tickets?
New York City, but I was just in Buffalo and they weren't fucking with me. Buffalo, get the fuck out of here. Ranch is so good. Nobody fucks with blue cheese. It's fucking weird. That shit is weird. Go.
Oh, I don't know.
What else?
So far, we got a state of
Negativity.
mind, a state, and a city.
Yeah, and all negativity.
Well, he did ask you to remove states, so it's kind of a negative inherently.
Sort of question.
Also, John Bon Jovi, you're gone.
And now Bon Jovi's gone.
Get the fuck out of here.
I think we'll take that. I think that's acceptable.
That's good, yeah.
Yeah.
This season 5 finale of Stranger Things, you're gone. Get the fuck out
Oh,
of here.
man, we don't have time to unpack that.
No. Last one to the short answer. What is your favorite curse word?
Okay, not a curse word, but I'm a huge fan of like saying things suck. Like I think more people should do that. I think like it just hits in such a way where you're like, dude, you fucking suck. I just feel so fucking, it just tears a hole in me every time I get it. So I like
That is the first one. I ask that every time, and suck you're alone on that board
you
right there.
fucking suck.
It's great. Moving on to the next part. This is the this or that. I'm going to give you 2 choices. You just got to pick one of them. Starting with big on the internet or big IRL?
Big IRL.
1 producer or 10 producers?
1 producer.
$100 from 100 fans or $1 from 10,000 fans?
Hey Siri, what's 100 times 100?
Here's a hint. They're both $10,000.
Okay, so that's 10,000. Yeah. Hey Siri, 10,000 times 1. Okay, so they're both 10,000. So
Yeah.
100, the first option.
Going deeper with less. I like it.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of that.
Hey, yo, okay.
Pause.
Hey, yo, Jersey Club or Boom Bap?
Jersey. Oh,
Easy.
damn. Boom bap. Oh god, because that's the right answer. But like, fuck, Jersey Club is just too fun. Probably Jersey Club.
Okay. His heart and soul wanted to say Jersey Club. Release what you like or release what works. We kind of
Release what works. Just kidding.
Like you said earlier.
Release what you like.
Okay. AI or AI?
Like more just like AI.
Okay. Yeah, in the middle. AI.
What am I gonna do about it? It's coming. Fucking AI. Fucking A. Hey, here we go.
Clap back or ignore it?
Feel it.
Ooh.
Move on.
wasn't a choice, but I like
my
that.
therapist tells me to do.
Sorry, dude. Sorry.
Feel it within you, and then ignore it.
Yeah. Let yourself feel it.
Make a hit song with your sworn enemy, or make a flop with your bestie.
Flop with the bestie, it'd crank. It'd probably go platinum in the whip.
Platinum in the whip is great. Your opener is objectively better than you, or your opener is absolute cheeks.
Your opener is better than you.
And finally, lose an eye or quit music.
Oh, man. Lose an eye for sure. I mean, again, there's like not a other option, but that's just really terrible of you to do.
I have to think about myself after that now.
I understand.
I got some soul searching to myself.
You suck.
Yeah, there you go. Last part is the word association. I'm going to say one word. I just need you to give me the first word that you think of off the top of your head as quickly as possible. You are not judged on accuracy. You are only judged on speed.
All right, run it up.
Starting with music.
Balls.
Pause?
Balls.
Oh, balls. Music balls.
Yeah. Let's keep it going.
2027.
Wait. Oh, shit. Okay, well, let me lock in. 2028.
Gatekeepers.
Sticks.
Skibbity.
Toilet. Oh.
Finsta.
Instagram. I'm so bad at this.
Industry plant.
No.
Hangover.
Allen.
Legendary.
LeBron James.
Toxic.
Girlfriend.
Guilty pleasure.
Penis.
Emoji.
Movie.
Story.
Book.
Gave him that one.
That was a
Let's go.
This has been Pertinence.
He got one.
Literally a masterclass in just like consistency,
All right, guys.
like staying on top of things, man. And honestly, we didn't touch on touring in this episode, but if you head over to the Patreon, we are going to dive into all things touring. He's just off of 40 dates with Young Gravy. He's off of 20 dates almost as a headliner.
Yes.
Here we go.
So there's
some of those behind the scenes
there's a lot of lessons to be learned over in the Patreon. Appreciate y'all tuning in each and every week. Until next time, Henry, what are we doing?
Going over to the Patreon.
Going over to the Patreon.